The year is 1918. The world stands on the brink of monumental change. For 4 long years, Europe has been ravaged by the horrors of the Great War. Cities lie in ruins, and the landscape is scarred by relentless artillery fire. Millions have perished in a brutal conflict that has shattered empires and reshaped the map of the world. The human cost is unimaginable, with countless families torn apart. From the trenches of the Western Front to the mountains of Italy, the world watches, weary and desperate for an end to the bloodshed. Soldiers endure unimaginable hardships, clinging to the hope of peace. By the summer of 1918, Germany seemed poised for victory. Their military strategies had brought them to the brink of success. The Eastern Front had collapsed with Russia's surrender, and German forces were now free to focus their might on the Western Front. This shift in power dynamics was critical. A series of powerful offensives in the spring of 1918 had pushed the Allies back, and hope seemed to dwindle with each passing day. The situation was dire, and the future uncertain. But amidst the despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. The tides of war were beginning to shift. The arrival of American troops on the battlefield, coupled with the resilience of the British and French forces, provided a much-needed boost to Allied morale. Fresh reinforcements brought new energy and determination. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation, a battle that would determine the fate of nations. The world held its breath, waiting for the outcome that would shape the future. August 8, 1918. A date etched in history as the beginning of the end for German ambitions. Near the French city of Amiens, a meticulously planned Allied offensive was about to unfold, one that would change the course of the war forever. Amiens was strategically vital. It sat astride important rail lines that supplied the German army. The Allies, under the command of the French general Ferdinand Foch, recognized the opportunity to strike a decisive blow against the German war machine. The plan was audacious, a massive, coordinated assault involving British, Canadian, Australian, and French forces, supported by hundreds of tanks and thousands of aircraft. The element of surprise was crucial. The Battle of Amiens marked a significant turning point in military technology and tactics, forever altering the landscape of warfare. For the first time in history, tanks were used en masse, spearheaded by the formidable British Mark V tank, which became a symbol of this new era of mechanized warfare. These lumbering behemoths, impervious to machine gun fire, plowed through German defenses with relentless force, clearing a path for the advancing infantry and changing the dynamics of ground combat. Overhead, the skies roared with the engines of hundreds of aircraft, adding a new dimension to the battlefield. British Sopwith Camels and French Spads engaged in fierce dogfights with German Fokkers, vying for control of the skies and providing crucial support to ground forces. The battle had become a three-dimensional conflict, a far cry from the static trench warfare that had defined the war for so long, with coordinated attacks from both air and ground. The Allies also employed innovative infantry tactics, adapting to the changing nature of the battlefield. Gone were the days of costly frontal assaults that resulted in massive casualties. Instead, small, highly mobile units, armed with light machine guns and grenades, infiltrated German lines, creating chaos and confusion, and paving the way for a more dynamic and flexible approach to warfare. The Battle of Amiens was a clash not only of armies but also of brilliant military minds. It was a turning point in World War I, showcasing the strategic genius and tactical prowess of the commanders involved. On the Allied side, General Douglas Haig, commander of the British Expeditionary Force, played a pivotal role in planning and executing the offensive. His meticulous planning and unwavering determination were crucial in orchestrating the complex maneuvers that led to the Allied success. His Canadian counterpart, General Arthur Currie, proved to be a skilled tactician, leading his troops to victory in several key engagements. Currie's innovative strategies and ability to adapt to the rapidly changing battlefield conditions earned him a reputation as one of the most effective commanders of the war. On the German side, General Erich Ludendorff, widely regarded as the mastermind behind Germany's war effort, faced one of his greatest challenges. Ludendorff's strategic acumen had previously brought him success, but the relentless pressure from the Allies tested his limits. The ferocity and speed of the Allied attack caught the Germans off guard, and Ludendorff struggled to stem the tide. The well-coordinated assault by the Allies disrupted German lines and created chaos among their ranks. The battle exposed the growing disparity in morale between the two sides. Allied soldiers, buoyed by recent successes and effective leadership, maintained high spirits, while German troops, exhausted and demoralized, found it increasingly difficult to continue the fight. The Allies, bolstered by the arrival of fresh American troops, fought with renewed vigor, while German soldiers, weary from years of war, began to crack under the relentless pressure. The infusion of American forces provided a much-needed boost to the Allied campaign, tipping the scales further in their favor.